My mic. I can't believe it. Sometimes I put my mic on mute just because I'm singing, actually. I have my thing in the background and I'm singing. But anyway, really all I was saying was we did it. We made what we wanted to make, what we set out to make in the first place. And that was the Tidal piece, and it's working. We're done. Except for that, which should be stone. Everything else is done. And so we managed that this morning. We've been struggling for some number of streams to make a viable battery system that could both fill up and deplete depending on what it was we were doing. And what I've managed to do is make that happen. The brainwave at 2 o'clock in the morning. So we're just going to get rid of all of this. And we are going to finish. We're just going to decorate this machine and then we can move on to biomass. So I just want to make this machine neat and tidy. There we are. Always neat and tidy, kids. I actually do spend a lot of time talking about this with kids, you know, and it's like, you might think I'm being really sort of like OCD about this, but actually it's really, really important when you're building stuff that has functions, that you either at least build it so that it's functionally neat and it can be, you know, what it's doing can be discerned quite easily, or label it. And, you know, digitally annotate what it is that you're doing. And kids don't. There's quite often they'll just build something, they'll say, I did it, and I'll say, what is it? And they go, well, it's obvious, it's that. And I'm like, it's not obvious. It's not, it's, you know, it's that is not what I don't know how to read what it is that you've done. Because that's exactly what we're doing here, is we're doing things that can be read, particularly with machines. And so I always encourage my kids to digitally annotate what it is that you've done, either by making it designed in such a way that, you know, that it's almost plug and play. I can pick this up and I know what it is that I'm supposed to do. Or it's not plug and play at all, but it's labeled, and I can go, all right, so when I click this happens. And I think that's a really important part of the learning process for kids. When they're doing this sort of stuff. Now what we're going to do is we're going to give this a standard roof of this kind. This shouldn't take long, with a bit of bobbing and weaving, ducking and diving with some stone bricks. Give it a proper roof eventually, just to give it some sense of proper construction. I'll put some lights in there as well. I think we're going to go up and we're going to move into biomass. I need to think about how we create a sustainable forestry model, because it's not good enough to just build biomass and say, hey, we chopped down some trees. I want it to be sustainable. That's the point. This whole box has to be about sustainable energy. Look at that. Didn't realise that had happened outside in the campsite. I personally wouldn't. You know what? I'm going to take them out, because I don't think anyone is going to holiday there. Do you remember that time we went on holiday and we all went down to the beach by the power station? There's a great beach or there was in the 1980s and 90s. There was a great beach in Scotland called Burgh Head. It's up near Aberdeenshire and Moray, on the Moray Firth, and it's it's a fantastic, or was in my childhood, a fantastic place to visit. And then they built this power station, like a coal power station, right on the beach. So you can't go there anymore. It's bonkers. What was this for again? Clone. I don't even know. I'm going to get rid of that because there's no need for that to be there. It reminds me, actually, I don't know if anybody's seen the film by the guys who did Bottom, Guest House Paradiso. That if you've seen Guest House Paradiso, that's what Burghead is like now. It's the weirdest thing. Rick Mayall and Eddie Edmondson made a film called Guest House Paradiso, and that is what it's like. Hang on a minute. Why is our tide not going in and out? What's happened? Oh, look. I don't know why that was. We have got a tick. Do we have to set a ticking area every time? Please don't tell me we have to set a ticking area every time. Every time? No, we can't. Because if we do, I'm going to make that a command block. Let me just test this. Tide going out. Tide coming in. Right. Let me just test this. I'm going to go way over here and see if our ticking box is out. Because if it is, it means that we have to set one every single time. I'll just disappear out here somewhere. That would be enough. Yeah. So the ticking, I don't know why they smashed into each other. That was strange. Never normally happens. Let's just decorate this up so that it looks as if it's nice and... There we go. Looks... I feel like I'm in like Ibiza. Back to the island. Yeah, nobody needs to hear that. And then we're just going to close this off as... I'll dip in with a door. I'll put like an iron door and a lever in it or whatever for maintenance. Got an idea about how I'll do that as well. So we did a 2-hour stream this morning, or this afternoon, 12 o'clock till 2 we went, because we were making this work, and man, did we have some bug testing to do, but it worked. We did some really fantastic stuff, and it worked. Wow, this machine's really big. Almost there, folks. Sorry that you have to endure this, but it's all about the aesthetics. Yay! Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the entrance here. And that's working, and that's working, and everything's working. Yes! And then what we're going to do is we're going to put some lights in it. So let's get ourselves some glow stone, and then we'll get ourselves some glass. And I just like this as a model. We just put, let's count in 1, 2, 3, and then we just put one in there with some glass in the front. And then we'll go down the other side and make sure we can do the same, although that's not going to be quite the same. Don't want windows, nobody's supposed to see in here. There we are, okay. So let's just put tell you what, let's put 2 in there because you're not going to see them from above. And then what we'll do is we'll put 1 above every machine, like there. There we are. By the way, if anybody has any information, any hints, any tips, any help you can give me on connecting online 100% of the time, because I've got a real mix of results on my own PC, give me a shout. I've done everything. I've followed every instruction. I've done static IPs. I've done dynamic IPs. I've tried on different PCs. I've tried, and sometimes the French can join me. Sometimes the Americans can join me. Other times they can't. It's just bonkers. And if we're going to do more with Minecraft Education Edition, and particularly if we're going to build stuff like this together, not just me, but in schools in general, that has to get better. Has to be. And so I'm just going to box these in because I've noticed that they're still misfiring. So if anybody's got any, have you tried this, did you miss this, etc., etc., that's really important. So please help out, because I have no idea. I'm at my wit's end with it, and I'm the guy everybody relies on. I had a message from someone in Ireland this morning saying, "I need multiplayer, help me out," and I'm like, honestly, this is what you need to do, but I can't guarantee it will work. Oh look, we've got a bat. Ah, he was hanging upside down. We've inherited a bat. That's so good. Right, okay. I'm quite happy with that little machine. Oh, look at that getting thrown over there. Endless supplies. Okay, so then what we need is, we need stairs. StreamYard works like a charm, Thomas, does it? What does it do? What's StreamYard? Talk me through it. For multiplayer Minecraft, does it? And then we'll put an iron door on there. Then we'll smack our way out there. And then we'll put a lever. There we are. That lets us into our machine and along. See where we've done that. Oh, we haven't done glass in that one, but that's okay. And that takes us up to the top, which I'm going to fix. This tunnel is going to be fixed so that it doesn't. There'll be like a little electricity station up the top there. Come on. Anyway, oh, you're stuck down there. I don't even know why we get. I think we get llamas because it. No, we can't be getting llamas because it's sand, because we've already set the biomass. So yeah, Thomas, tell me what that does, because I'm really interested in that. Man, I am really struggling with it. steam yard. Right, let me see. So I'm quite happy with that. You wouldn't even know that was down there, but you would know that the sea was, and the beach was. So there we go. So that's a job done. I think I'll just go in and fix this later with, in fact, you know what? Let's just do it no. Let's just do it later. You know what? See, for as long as it's going to take, I could just do it manually. Get it out the way. Laziness is unbecoming of us. Even in these days of stay at home. Okay, there we are. I can get rid of this now. And then that takes me back. How's that? Apart from the llamas, we now have a fully working hydroelectric power system and a tidal system. So we have 2 out of 5. There we are. And our little bathers are doing just fine. Okay. You didn't miss anything else, just tidying up, Barry. It's working. All we did was we tidied up. That was all we did. So that's it, really. I'm going to move on now. Am I? What's that? Yeah, that's good. I'm going to move on now, and I'm just going to say that we're done with that. I think I'm quite happy with that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move on to... I don't know how the grid's going to work yet, because we've got this in here, and then we've got Tidal coming up here. So the grid has to be around here somewhere, and it's going to link and then link. We might need underwater linking and stuff. But really, for the moment, our renewable energy comes out here. Actually, that's not true. Our renewable energy comes out it did go down there, but actually we don't need it to anymore, because we just need it to come out the side of this generator. So there's our, that's where our tidal comes out, and that's where our okay, so it's not for connecting to multiplayer. I'm talking about connecting Education Edition to multiplayer. It's not working. It's really intermittent. But what you're saying is that StreamYard generally uses it to live stream to YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Always 1,000 plus users on the stream, and you can show the audience the different messages from the different social media streams. Okay, I'll check that out. That sounds fab. Thanks very much, Thomas. Thank you. So this is where our tidal power is coming from, and this is where our did we work out? I tell you what we haven't finished, and in fact I'm gonna do this just now. I tell you what we haven't finished is in here we've got a, I don't know why that's like that. Oh, this is all gone. That's interesting. Well, let's do hydro then. We haven't got hydro working. I need hydro to be automatic. And so, I'm going to get a cauldron. And I'm also going to get a... So that's our cauldron, and this is where it's going to rain, remember? And then we're going to get one of those to go to there, which then pushes the redstone down into the automatic working dam. This is all set, so this is good. I don't have to do anything with this other than fix this bit. But what I wanted to do was two things that we didn't do last time. And I think I'm going to extend this just by one. This little room is going to be extended by one for a reason. There we are. So that here I can put two things. Let me just do this for the moment. I need a command block, so I need to give, this is just a thought, because we hadn't, the last time we did this, we didn't automate it. Give at p, whoops. My keyboard's changed. How have I done that? It's not in here, is it? Settings, keyboard and mouse. No, there's no, as in, it's changed to American, I think. Anyway, that's different. It wasn't like that this morning. Give at P, I'll need to look into that as well. Command block. Okay. Go in here, get my command block, and then I'm going to do one there, and then I'm going to do another one here, and this one's going to be chain, always active. Here's why. Control and Shift. No. So if I ask for at, Windows keyboard settings next to time. Yeah, down in the bottom. I'll fix it later. I just don't know. It's obviously happened somehow automatically. I don't know why that's happened. No idea. It's never happened to me before without me setting it. But anyway, that's okay. Let's not worry about it. Okay, so in here, thanks though, Neri. Press Y. Press Y in chat. Y. I've done it. Okay, Neri's going to talk us through this. Neri, go, go, go. Nerabar. Now I'm waiting to see what's next. Are you sure you're not pressed Control? No, I'm pressing it now. Control and Shift. Control and Shift does not fix it or turn it or... Nah, no combination. I now have to press Shift and 2 to get that, which is weird, right? I just find that odd. Oh, I fixed it. It was Alt and Shift. Alt and Shift on my keyboard, left Alt and Shift. You're the man though, Neri. You planted the seed and I went looking for solutions. Thank you. I don't know why I would have pressed that even, but look at that. Okay, so this one is going to be, now I need to think about this. The first one is going to be make it rain because we want it to rain. And the second one, Neri, or anyone else who knows command blocks, how do I make, oh, there's the delay. It's okay, I've got it. I've got it. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this. So I need to extend this wall again. because I want it, again, all about the aesthetics. I want the next one to be there, and so the wall's going to have to be there this time. And we'll do a big double door this time. And then you'll find out why I'm doing this in a second. Because the first has to make it rain, the second has to make it stop. But only the second, I don't know, they both require, here we are, they both require a chain, which is a clone command. Chain, always active. Right, okay. And then I'll hide that at the back with a little, let's get the roof on just now. Okay. We'll just do that so we can see what we're doing. Right, so the first one is weather, rain. That's it. And actually, I've done this wrong again, because I don't want them just sitting in the wall so that people can see them as command blocks. So I want one there, and I want one there, because they'll be hidden with buttons on them and a sign above them. Right, so this one is and this one is and then the one behind it is going to be, oh, that's okay, I need to mark this anyway. So the one behind this one is going to be, let me just get my pen. Minus 58, 69 minus 172. Minus 58, 69 minus 170. That's the cauldron, that's the air. So this one is the cauldron. So what I need to do is I need to put a cauldron there. And then I need to say in here, nope, it needs to have a chain, always active, and that's going to be command input is going to be clone. Cauldron is minus 58, 69 minus 172. And then actually it needs to be doubled up on that, so minus 58, 69 minus 172, and then I need to find out where I'm putting it. So what I'm basically doing is when this one says make it rain, a cauldron appears here, a fresh cauldron, because we need to reset this every time. If you press F3 and H, now I'm not, does that work? I don't think. Yeah, it doesn't work in Education Edition. F3H and then go into menu. No, I didn't think so. I wasn't sure if Bedrock would do that. I've tried that before, you see, because that is, I would like that. But it's okay, so we're just going to go minus 56, 69, minus 167. Okay. So then out here, we are going to go minus 56, 69, minus 167. this one, I'm going to leave air underneath. And we're going to do clone, and that's going to be the air one, which is minus 58, 69, minus 170, minus 58, 69, minus 170, and then that's going in the same space. So that's going to go minus 56, 69, minus 167. And that's air. But I want a delay on this one, and I want to make it, what did he say? It was 20, a second is 20 ticks. So I want to make that, what would that be if I wanted 10 seconds? It would be 200 ticks. So I want 10 seconds before the machine switches off. So let's test this. Let's head in here and put that there and say we want a button. Sorry, my head was away thinking about another way I could do this. Button there, button there. So this one should do that. And a cauldron is supposed to appear there. Why didn't that happen? And then let me just see if the air one works. If I just put something there and then do that, we're going to wait 10 seconds. The rain's going to stop, and then air should appear there. Oh no, a cauldron. So I got it wrong. I got it the opposite way around. That was all. Unbelievable. So this one, I must have got, that's air and that's cauldron. Right, okay. So, hang on, let me just double check. 172 should be in, oh yeah, 172. So it's 170 in that one. Nope. Yeah, it's 170. And 170. And this one should be 172. I just got them wrong. That was it. I got them the wrong way round. Right, let's do this again. Okay. Rain and a cauldron, which will eventually fill up and will give us power. Oh no, hang on. I need a good old comparator. Doesn't even need to be full. I think I might actually need to make that more. Because I want that to represent the full water pressure. Anytime. Anytime, anytime. Yeah, this is probably long enough for that lesson. So I'll just leave that as it is, and when that fills up one more, I reckon I'll get that. F. There we go. Ping. Yeah, got it. Right, okay. Which means gates should be open, except that one. That's interesting. Let's go find out what's wrong with this. That is what's wrong with that. One piece of missing redstone. Unbelievable. Right, okay. Which means we have water pressure, which means we're also lighting up the bulb. There we are. Alternatively, we press the button and we get 10 seconds. And the rain goes off. And in 10 seconds time, that should disappear. Pop. And we no longer have enough water pressure. Yeah, okay. Or if it rains randomly, I just need some way of resetting it. I need some way of, there should always be a button that says stop the rain now, just in case. So if it rains randomly, great. But there's no way of telling, unless Neri or anyone else has an idea of, can I detect for rain stopping? Is there a command block something that says rain no longer falls? I mean, I don't even know if rain, I know that you can, so here's the thing. If I go to pressure plate and I just drop something on the pressure plate, oops, that works. So we can have redstone just by having something float on it. If I take it off, it doesn't work anymore. So anything floating on a pressure plate works. Invert a rain detector? We don't have a rain detector, do we? We don't have a rain detector. Unless, whoops. Oh yeah, the cauldron. Yeah, but you'd still have to, the cauldron would have to empty to create the, or fill up to create the inversion. So I know what you're saying, but we'd still end up with rain needing to fill it up. So it would be like rain. And then some, it still wouldn't be done if it was detectable. Like it would have to detect the rain. Okay, I'm going to check, Neri. I'm going to check. I just want to check one other thing. I want to check a hopper. And I doubt this very, very much, but would a hopper with a cauldron on top and then water no, so cauldrons don't. If I put water in there though, nothing. That's not going to go into the cauldron either. So cauldrons don't essentially work with hoppers, right? When current weather changes, difference to variable, then perform the clone. Perform what clone, Thomas? Because what I want is so when it stops raining, so Neri's actually said that maybe a weather detector, not weather, what's it called, daylight. So maybe a daylight sensor detects rain. I mean, it doesn't require, I'm going to see what the difference is between nothing really, I don't think. That's a lot of power coming from one daylight sensor. So if I go weather clear, weather rain, No, it'll always give us that unless I do that. Why am I still getting power from that? Hang on. We could be onto something. I shouldn't be getting power from a nighttime detector unless it's the weather that's doing it. Yeah, wow, right, okay. So that's it. That detects the change So actually we don't even need the cauldron anymore, because the cauldron just dictates how much water we have, which is kind of what I like about the water pressure example. I'm trying to think how this works now. Oh! Oh. So what if we had this leading to it would give power in the night though, yeah it would. Well, that depends. Yeah, it would. Unless yeah, it would. Well, hang on. Wow, my head's buzzing with this. So does that mean that if I have a glowstone above it, or even surrounding it, and then said time set yeah, it's still nighttime and we still get maximum power. So glowstone doesn't make a difference because it's sunlight, yeah, and then power, we still got maximum power. We were so, but having said that, we're not, this is going to be an always day world. This doesn't need to be a nighttime world because there's no reason, like it's not like nighttime affects the tides, I mean, or nighttime affects biomass, and certainly not to the point where we need to talk about it at a lesson level. Nighttime doesn't affect rainfall necessarily, and there's probably geography teachers out there going, you're kidding. But all I mean is, I won't. So I think I'm right. Wait. I got something. I just need to think out about design-wise. I'm going to put that there. And this is just purely to experiment. And then I'm going to put that there. That's not going to work. I would need it there. And actually, you know what? What I really want to do, forget all of that. Let's just switch that up. That should create that. Here's what I need to do. Thomas has sent me something. I'll have a look in a second. I want to work through this for just a second. What I want to do is, where's the cauldron? Not that it matters, but let's just reverse this. So let's put one there instead. All copy. Chain, unconditional, always active, paste, and get rid of that one. Okay, and then have redstone and one of those and one of those, and it's always going to be daytime, and as long as it's always daytime, I got rid of that one. That one was going to be, I can't believe I did that. So that one was going to be weather, rain. So now, no, we don't need weather, rain anymore. That's the whole point, is we don't need weather, rain anymore. We just need let's have right, let's try this. I'm just going to do it here so that it's enough. And that should clone. I mean, that should have worked by now. Yeah, right, okay. And then, if it stops, now I need another way of, so what how do I, so basically if I do weather, rain, let's just say it does rain automatically, a cauldron should automatically appear. I haven't even, there, because the detector detected that it was raining. So now what I need to do is get another detector to recognize when it's stopped. So I would just have a second one that led to there that was inverted. Oh man, and then a torch. That's not going to be enough, I don't think, but we'll see. I would need one more, I'd need to move that one more in. So what we'll do is we'll move that one more back. And I'll fix the coordinates of that in a second, so I'm going to just fill that in for a second. It doesn't really matter actually, because I could just put grass there. In fact, let's put one of them there just now. And then what we'll do is we'll put that there and then a piece of redstone there. So now when I say weather clear, whoops, it should clear up. And we should end up with a box of why is that not getting charged by that? What? Or maybe we don't invert it. Maybe we just do that. What's that done? Oh, look at that. So weather, rain, that should happen. and then it fills up depending on how long the rain stays on. And weather clear, come on. It says one block cloned, but it's not. It's on light detection, so it's working, and it worked before. Like if I take that away and then do that, it works. So why is it not working? Oh, is that because, hang on a minute, I know what it is. We'd have to stretch this one to its maximum. I'll show you what I mean by that. I think it's because when we do weather rain, this one, I'm going to get rid of that. This one, let's just see what happens there. I'm going to put that there because I know that that doesn't work. But if I now go back to weather clear, we do. So what we need to do is, the reason for that, it's not inverting. What it is it's basically saying it's just the difference between the length because of the difference between the time. That's what we're doing. We're looking at that and saying, right, we get maximum power out of this. Which means, and the reason for that is because it's always active, which means it's already done that. That's why when I removed it and put it back in, it was doing it again. And then it's always active. So watch, if I do weather rain, this never dies. And it's because it's still close enough for both of them to be powered. So what I need to do is I need to time this. So let's just count this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I basically need to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Right, one more. So I'm, that's going to be tricky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I'm just going to move that and that. At which point, why is that still active? Let's move it back one. There, it's dead now, right? Must have been 13, must have miscounted. Okay, so what we've got now, ladies and gentlemen, is we have a system that says when it rains, I'm just going to make that happen again. Clear. This should happen. Cauldron, cauldron, cauldron. No, that's it. That should happen there. In fact, let me just make it clear that this is going to happen. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do weather rain, and after a few seconds a cauldron should appear, fill up with water and give us our dam pressure. And if we now do weather clear, I actually wanted it to be a little bit longer than that, but it worked. It took it away. Yes, 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 yes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to test this by putting this back to, whoops, here, and seeing just how many of these I can get. Because what I could end up doing is, just to make this neater, is I could just do, that's going to give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Let's just do it. And then have it there. And there. And there. wait, that doesn't reach by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's in the middle of the day. So we need to bring that down a bit then. So that's okay. So what's that going to be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what we can do with that is we can have... Oh, that was me. I don't know why I had 2 of them. It doesn't really matter. So we can do... And that works. No. No, it doesn't. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's still 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's have that and that. Let's just move it back 1 and see if that worked. There we are. Right, that doesn't work in this. So it was, that's the absolute max that we can have that set to. Which means, let's try this one more time. If I do weather rain, we should end up with a cauldron, which over time will fill up and will give us our water pressure, which allows us to fill a dam and then turn a turbine. But if we do weather clear, okay, that's not bad, except we want a series of repeaters, right? Which means we can make it as long as we want, but we've got a much longer delay. So let's try that again. Let's go weather rain. I hope you guys are still following this. I'm amazed that we've automated the dam, which we didn't have yesterday. So now I'm going to switch that off, and it's changing weather to clear, and that didn't work. What have I done? Oh, that was because the minute we put one of those in, we always make it work. That's right. The minute we put them in, it always works, because that's what repeaters do. Repeaters significantly boost. So we would need stretch to the max 3-second delay, stretch to the max 3-second delay, stretch to the max 3-second delay. Yeah. Thomas, you were ahead of me there, pal. You were ahead of me. So what we would need is we would need to work out what is the maximum coming from one of these. So let's test this over here as a separate. Let's put it there and then just have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So what we would have to do is we'd have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That takes us up to here. That's not bad actually, because we could build a little center there. And then it's that's going to be... Let me just see if I can put one of these on the end. And that reached it. Good, okay. So then what we can do is, we then do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let me just maximize that. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And we put another one there. We'll get this right. I'm not entirely sure this is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And actually it has to be at the end, doesn't it? So that actually has to be there. And then one, that's okay, I can get rid of that. 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and that's the end one. So that one's going to be, oops, yeah, there. So let's see if this works. And then we just multiple. So this becomes a really big machine, but it just gives us a sense of a timer. Repeater where you are at the end now and put another chain. Why would we need another chain? Whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then repeater at the end. And then I'm going to do that one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And it's here that I'm going to have my and that. And that gives us the delay that we're looking for. So let's try this again. Okay. Weather rain. I was thinking that, Barry. Barry said on Twitch, I'm sure you could have used the same detector as for the rain, but then used a block and torch to invert. But I don't think inversion... I can't see how I would have done that, because it's constantly giving out a source. Oh! I wouldn't have inverted it, but I would have just used the same one. And what I would have done was I would have built my machine. I only need one. But instead I would have my inversion machine that way. So this one powers it when it rains. And in this one, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And it doesn't really matter how we do these as long as we get a... And then that's this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I just want to put this in the same space. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I'm going to get rid of this lot. I'll clear all this lot out later. And then that would be my next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Well, there we go, just run a line along here. That would give me my piece and piece. Oh no, we don't need that. But what we do need is that. So really what I'm trying to do, yeah, but that just keeps everything in that wall. I'm happy with that. If I just put this, I don't need this here. If I just go copy all, the command is still the same, and put it there instead, then what we should end up with is just coming from 1, so I'll get rid of all of this, just so we can be sure that we've not... What did I do there? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I got that wrong because I think I misdesigned it. And it has to be this way, right? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So this would have to be there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So my command block is there instead. That does it, right? Nope, I won't need a block and torch, because all that's happening, Barry, is the first one. I don't think so. Let's see. Right. So it's 15, 15, 15. Hang on, let me just double check this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Next one. Okay, we got it. It's currently the same. Yeah, so what's happening is this one will stop. Oh, yeah, when it goes. Block and torch will do it where? This one? A block and torch on this one, on the negative. Because if we now go clear, we should end up oh no, it's because it's a night time. But you're right, Barry. You're oh, Barry, you're right. It's because we're not reading from a daylight sensor. We're reading from a nighttime sensor. So this one needs to give us this. It's this one we need a block and torch on. Is that right? No. No, because during the day it doesn't give me anything. That's the problem. I need a daylight sensor to give me maximum daylight. So it is two that I need. You can't do it from the same one because one's detecting night and one's detecting day. Even if you invert it, it doesn't work. Well, unless, hang on a minute. I think these were that one was the wrong way. Right, there we are. So now we should end up with that thing in there. Nope. Why not? Ah, because it's one short. Look. So if I now do, right, let's try this, Barry. Weather rain should give me a cauldron. A fresh cauldron, sweet. And weather clear should give me nothing. Weather rain see, the problem with weather rain is that it's in, I think it's still receiving power. Yeah, I'm going to have to do it with one of each. But that's okay. Because what I'll do is I'll just have one there. And then we'll count again. And then we'll just make this all part of the same building. So we're going to have let me just make sure this works. Weather clear. Let me get to the maximum that we can get to, because this is then going to give us, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's the 15th. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's the 15th. Just do the same round here. And then I think there we are. So that takes us, yeah, 2 forward, which means our command block needs to be, and I can actually curl that back in. So I can just do, what we got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And our command block needs to be oh no, there. Yeah, it's confusing, Barry, because I'm thinking that we should be able to do it with one as well, but we can't, because they're both detecting for different things. One's day and one's night. Yeah, I did think that as well, actually. I did think, actually, what I probably should have done was not had it right on the sensor and moved it away. But this works. So, what we then need to do, not that this matters right now, but if we can just sort of plan out what this will look like now that it's sealed in. I'll fix that later. There we go. So that's our building now. Our building's grown. And that one doesn't matter. I'll just I'll fill this with a floor in MC Edit. So let's test it. Weather rain, we should end up with a cauldron. Yes. And weather clear, we should end up with a quartz block. Yes. So now what we can do is we can go to settings, and for the first time ever on this map, because I've never been able to do this before, I can switch perfect weather off, and we will get water pressure depending on whether or not we've had genuine rainfall. And I'm not going to wait for rain to kind of prove that theory. No, Barry, you're not a pain. This is the stuff that makes this work. Genuinely, you must keep pushing this. If this was a kid in your class who was genuinely sitting there going, try this, try this, try this, you wouldn't quiet them, right? You would be like, yes, we can do this. Let's try it. Keep the ideas coming. Hands up, hands up, hands up. I just wish more people could be involved, but I can't get anybody into the worlds at the moment, which is really frustrating. So I can just fix the roof. I'll build this out as if it was, that needs to stay. I'm just going to do that because that needs to stay as where the rain falls in. And actually, for the sake of nice design, I will do that as well. Look at that. And then I'll build this out. But what it means now is we've now got two, and yes, and then Thomas, there's already a ticking area here, but I'll extend the ticking area. You're absolutely right, Thomas. So what we'll do is we'll extend the ticking area to be here, which is 68. And just for anybody who's watching, this is going to be available, freely available to everyone, especially if you've been involved in it. So once we're done and I say we've launched and we design it and whatever, I'm just going to put it online. It's going to be on the Immersive Minds website. You just come get it. It's going to be a community resource. Whoops. And you can add to it, and you can... Why am I not allowed out the water? There we are. And then another ticking area. Let's make the ticking area slightly higher. I don't really mind, but let's make it higher. So it's minus 71, 75, 177, and that's a minus. Always remember your minuses, they're so important. Okay. / ticking area from, and that was minus 50, 68, minus 164, to minus 71, 75, minus 177. Oh, ticking area add. There we are. So 3 of 10 ticking areas in use. You know what I should have done was just made the whole toy box a ticking area. But it's nice to be able to sort of say, no, we've got 10 areas that are doing something that we need them to do. Here's what they look like. So I'm going to stop the stream there because this is not what I intended to do tonight, but what we basically did was fantastic. We tidied up the Tidal machine. It's ticking away and working nicely, and it's generating electricity for this bulb. And then what we did was we tidied up and automated, which we hadn't done before. It was a manual override for rain. So we've automated the system now so that rainfall gives us the conditions for water pressure or not, which is realistic to life. If you've had heavy rainfall, your rivers and your reservoirs are full. If you haven't had any rainfall, you then tend to start to use the water that you've got in the system, which is why I wanted the slight delay on it. What I'm now thinking though is, should we attach a battery to it? Because here's the thing, it's not, that would be like saying, I suppose what we've created now is a system that says when it rains you get power from a hydro dam, and that's not true. You just happen to get water pressure from it. So what we need is rainfall, which then generates a build up, like we did with the Tidal, builds up a battery, and then we get power long after it. So we maybe get power for 10 minutes after. And then we need more rainfall to fill it. That would be more accurate. So let me get my head around this. Gurpreet, I'm glad you liked it. Gurpreet says on Facebook, this was fantastic. Yeah, we could do a clone. The only problem with that is if you don't get it right, there's some issues with the water. And I've done it before and I've made mistakes, so I would need to get that right. So Barry, Barry is with me about the... I don't think we're finished with hydro yet. I think we thought we were finished with hydro, and we're not, because hydro doesn't quite work in the way we've got it set up to work. I think we need this to trigger something that creates, maybe even underneath, we could build it inside the dam or something that generates another battery system that doesn't just open the gates and give us a sign that there's water pressure, but that we are generating energy with water pressure. I need to get my head around that. But for tonight, thank you everyone. I will see you tomorrow at 12 o'clock, where I think we're going to tackle something a little different. Let me think on that. Good night, stay safe, stay sane, stay indoors, and stay in touch. Thanks guys, you take care.